Mayor, I saw a car block the bicycle lane, someone get out, and the car drove past us, but I noticed Officer Ashley getting the plate number and saying it aloud, and I'm told the guy's going to get a $200 ticket in the mail, so that's new, sir.
This is part of the new system that says that just because you take off doesn't mean you're not going to get a ticket, because we were having problems with people taking off and thinking that would mean, since they didn't get handed the ticket, they wouldn't have liability. And so now the system has changed, and the officer, if they can record the plate number, can issue the ticket. And that's, again, we're just having to say to people, you are not going to get away with this if we can possibly, find ways to make sure that you pay for doing something that's just inconsiderate and unsafe.
As a few weeks ago, too, a whole new ball. Oh, there's one right in front of us there.
It's 7:30 in the morning, just sitting there.
As of a few weeks ago, a whole new ball game with court. A lot of people just would park anywhere they liked downtown, and then they would plead not guilty. The court system's jammed, but you've got a remedy for that.
We have this new administrative penalty system, which has a different kind of notice being issued, but the net effect of it is you can still have not your day in court. You can have your day in front of a tribunal at Metro Hall or up in North York, but at the end of the day, you're just going to get this ticket, and it takes a lot of this right out of the court system and puts it into a tribunal system and allows you online and otherwise to have your day in the tribunal if you want, but otherwise it's going to mean a lot of these things get paid a lot faster when people are guilty, which most of the time, let's face it, when it comes to parking, they are.
Now, I understand too, if somebody does have a genuinely good reason, they can even fight it via email, so you don't lose like a day's pay to try and deal with a $40 ticket sometimes.
I think this has brought us, Cam, into the 21st century, both in the sense that we're not going to tie up really expensive court time and the time of these officers in court as much, but also it allows people to kind of make their argument, as it were, online, and it's just a lot more efficient, but it also kind of doesn't back away from the fundamental message, which is you will not park in areas of busy traffic or otherwise when it says you shouldn't. And this is pretty simple stuff, but it now just makes it easier on all sides.
Now, I understand too, it'll take about a year for the old cases to get through, but in the end, it looks like the guy moved. we were just checking out a guy here, but I understand now that the officers won't have to be standing in court for days and days and days. They basically enter the evidence on the electronic ticketing machine, and then they can stay on the road writing more tickets.
It's created a tiny bit of controversy because it does have to do with people having their quote-unquote day in court. But in the end, I think with something like this, parking offenses, it is deemed to be better to have it work this way, where you do have your chance to have a moment in front of a tribunal or online make your arguments, but that in the end, most of the time, you're just going to be paying the fine because you parked, and it is way less expensive for us to operate it and way more efficient in terms of actually getting something done about the traffic, which is what people really want, or illegal parking on streets where people just shouldn't be parked.
Well, we'll get you back to City Hall. I understand you have some new ideas. Want to give us maybe a hint or something on one of them? Or do you want
one of them is, we had an experiment, people might remember, Cam, last year, where we deployed some police officers at 8 or 10 intersections in the downtown, particularly, to see how we could move traffic and move pedestrians more safely and more effectively. It worked. I'm going to report on it. Now we're going to make that permanent through the use of these traffic control wardens, or we haven't named them yet, and the province is about to give us permission to do that, and I think that's a very big step forward for us.
That'll help with a lot of situations. I witnessed it down at Union Station, where just the sheer numbers of people, folks were trying to cross when they really shouldn't, so the cars trying to turn and get across the intersection were often blocked by the people, and sometimes it's the cars causing the issue.
We will now have people there who are not police officers, because police officers have many other things to do, but who are traffic wardens, who are authorized to direct traffic. And I think most people will obey their instructions and not walk when they're not supposed to walk and not drive when they're not supposed to drive, and everything will move better. We proved it when we had the experiment, and that's why we did the experiment. And now, having seen the success, we're going to make it permanent with these traffic wardens. I think it'll be a big step forward. Many other cities have done it. I have no idea why Toronto hasn't done it before now, but we're going to do it.